It Lives Inside is a supernatural horror film filled with culture, well-crafted scares, and vaporwave vibes. This film explores East Indian culture using it as the main story element to tell the story. The scares are built up, unique, and supported by good direction and cinematography. The film combines horror with an 80s retro style. Overall, for a PG-13 horror movie, I felt It Lives Inside had a balance of horror while appealing to a wider audience. It Lives Inside is directed by Bishal Dutta, starring Megan Suri, Neeru Bajwa, and Mohana Krishnan. It tells the tale of Sammidha, a young high school student whose ex-best friend Tamira finds a jar containing a Pishach. Tamira tries to contain the Pishach, but it slowly wanes away at her sanity. Tamira reaches out to Sammidha for help, but ends up breaking the container, unleashing the ancient evil. The film brings horror into an East Indian background, which has rarely been done before. It opens up with shots of the goddess Durga, has scenes of Puja Day, and its monster, the Pishach, is a monster straight from Indian culture. This film, by far, is the only horror movie that I know that goes into an East Indian household and uses it for the setting of a horror movie. This is very daring and shines a light on East Indian culture in the realm of horror, and it's one of the rare times where we see a demon outside of the realm of Christianity. It's a modern-day supernatural horror whose predecessors would be films like The Grudge or The Ring. It Lives Inside is a balance of scares for a PG-13 horror movie. Due to ratings, there's only so much you can do, and to be honest, this film did a lot. Without the judicial use of gore and brutality, the film still manages to have brutal moments, and it finds smart ways to keep the audience on their toes. The film accomplishes this through good direction, cinematography, and especially sound. Dutta is very subtle with his scares and uses cinematography to not only make the film look good, but to also set some very interesting jump scares. But the film does its best work with the sound. Although there is much to see in this film, from the beginning to the end, the film uses sound to maximum effectiveness to create absolute horror. It reminds me of the films like The Blair Witch Project, but less intense. An added touch to It Lives Inside is the style, which makes it less of just another horror movie. The film takes notes from films like Drive, It Follows, and Nightcrawler to create a very 80s retro feel. The sounds of synths and colorful lighting gives the film the essence of the 80s in 2023 in a horror movie. I love the fact that It Lives Inside contained a smart main character, and unlike some films where the characters are doomed from the start, the good guys actually have a fighting chance in this film. The film isn't scared to show the other side. It deals with horrors of the unknown and fates worse than death, and does well to bring that dread on screen, which can be difficult for some films. I love the use of cultural superstitions as a mean to an answer for the evil in this film. My only gripe with It Lives Inside is that towards the end, the horror does become a bit out in the open, but this was because the film does the good work of building up the horror, starting subtle before the big climax. Although I'll be getting some sleep tonight, this film was definitely a unique roller coaster. I loved it from start to end, and I can say that even for a PG-13 rating, it still managed to produce some serious what the fuck moments that people can find both creepy and terrifying. I felt like Neon brought us something very A24-ish, and it's a style we all know and love as horror fans. I'm glad we have another distribution company bringing us more elevated horror. But don't take my word for it. Go see it for yourself, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, And if you dislike this video, tell us why in the comment section. See you in the next video, and peace.